Well, hello, lovelies. Hi. How are we doing today? Allie over at A Cleaver Art. And we are doing um, a cafe slash studio session where we just kind of free create. Free for All Fridays is something that I started over at Adriana's Collective, which is just my creative community that I'm slow motion building. Kind of a safe space to explore. And Friday is meant to be a try something new, do something different, kind of, playful, creative day. Um, and a lot of times, Friday was kind of like my day off during the week. Like I had a lot of stuff to get prepared for the weekend, and I love so much that my schedule has changed and I can hang out and make art with you. Yes, thank God it's Friday. Oh, we made it. We made it to Friday. Let me wiggle you guys just a little bit. Wiggle it. No, we're not gonna sing. Um, and also, again, as always, do not mind my creative chaos and mess. I'm just been slowly doing the best I can to get this space. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right back at you, love. Um, so for today's live, if you want to join as a guest, and I know you, um, we are inviting other creatives into our space. I want to kind of brag about the things that you make. So just let me know and I'll try to clicky all the right buttons. This is kind of a test run. If we don't figure it out for this one, we will definitely make sure to have that together for the afternoon session. And with this being my first weekend as a full-time artist, we're just going to be in the studio off and on as much as possible. My daughter will be adventuring with her dad. He's getting married this weekend. Yay! And so she gets some time with grandma, which means I have uninterrupted time in the studio. So we are playing this entire weekend by ear. I will make sure the noons happen, but guys, if there's a chance to run outside and play in the sunshine, you might not see me because it's been beautiful. But I do enjoy being up here with you guys. So hi, I see you. Um, So yeah, in the comments, please answer, what are you creating? Do you create music? Are you a writer? Are you creating havoc and chaos today? No wrong answers. We're just checking in, showing up as we are. Um, you know, let's test. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, we're just kind of like sharing some randomness. I'm not sure if I remember you. I meet a lot of people. I try to remember. I remember conversations. What did we talk about? No. Okay. Well, while we figure that out, guys, it is a beautiful Friday morning, and if you don't have something to create, well, that's okay. We'll start over. Um, if you don't have something to create, feel free to join along with any of these goofy projects and suggestions. Like I said, we're just going to talk about a bunch of different things that we can do to kind of enjoy being alive, having a few moments to share. Hi, I see you. Um, that being said, I guess today I should create something. Um, Now, I did do the morning uh, coffee chat, and that was delightful. I love that you guys showed up that early. Hi, thank you for showing up right now. What are you guys making with your Friday? Hmm? All right, yes, definitely, please. I've been trying to keep up on those a little bit better. Thank you for showing up. Um, So yeah, the question is, what are we making? Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy awesome. I'm a big believer in like just accomplishing a sketch. Um, Sometimes just cleaning some space, like we pulled this down off the wall. And I do want to share this one with you guys because that's what these are about, is sharing our art, and then I promise we'll make something. Okay, but I want to read something um, because July has very much been about stories and the stories we tell ourselves and what we make. So this artwork is titled Abandonment. Okay, it's about a lot of pain I went through in my childhood. Um, but then there's this cute little sketch, this little remake, update, just a couple of lines that totally changes the meaning of this. Good morning. It's so nice to see you. Hi. Hi. Um, and so in 2013, guys, wow, whole other lifetimes. It wasn't that. I was a completely different person then. I updated the meaning of this picture, and I did it with a little poem. I said, I never felt your arms around me or saw you smile in my direction. I strive to be what I thought you would want, but it's time for me to change to what I need. I stand no longer in your shadow. Instead, I stand prepped to fly. I realize now that I am not abandoned. I am free. Guys, I don't write poetry very often, but when I do, man, like, wow, I love that. If you love that, hit a like. um, but yeah, hopefully when you hear that, you are inspired to make a couple of your own lines today that changes the meaning of something. Um, so as I've been cleaning up, I've been finding these little treasures, okay? Just rearranging. See you. Hi, I see you. Thank you so much for showing up today. I do see you here. If you guys are here, please hit that repost. We're just trying to share some art, creativity, kind of build up a dream, and that really does help. So hi. But little treasures, because when we pay attention, they're easier to find. My mom had given me a set of clips. Now, as you guys can tell by this beautiful stack in front of me, I need clips all the time. I'm always trying to gather things up. It's, I think, a dragon thing. I see you. But this one says, grow your own way. And I think that's so important. Like, if what you're doing doesn't hurt people, and it lights you up, and it stretches you out, and it makes you feel even the tiniest bit of joy, do it. If you're as crazy as I am, do it, and on a live stream to encourage other people to show up and be their own crazy selves too. But enough about that. I told you guys we were going to make some stuff today. So, how do you guys create? I shared some of my writings, which I haven't delved into in a while. I should probably do that. I paint, I sketch, I make lines. Any musicians? I'm always trying to find some musicians. So today I am actually creating by remaking, upcycling, changing something that was something else into something that's functional and beautiful. So I have some of these old sketches on tracing paper. And they are sketches. I did the tracing paper because it was what I had as a supply at the time. And I'm not necessarily going to use all of them. Look, we got this pretty little angel right here. But as I'm looking at them, I do see one that is screaming to me that it wants to be something more. So, and sometimes, guys, we don't hear it when it screams. Sometimes we do. Hi, I see you guys. Hi. I'm trying to hit all the buttons. Well, not really. I've been trying to start an art project. I would appreciate if you hit all the buttons, though. Thank you for showing up. But the one that is calling to me today is this one. This little beauty playing in the water. And hi, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it so much. This little beauty playing in the water. We started out talking about something, deep and dark and sad. And here's the thing, guys, that's not me. I don't like to stay in the dark too long. I like to be a bright, shiny star. Here's the thing, though. I can't be a bright, shiny star if there's not darkness. Like, that's what taught me to do that. So that pressure built, and it changed me. And I get to decide what I make of it. Just like this sketch, these lines that I made, I get to decide what to make of them. I could crumple this up right now and toss it in the fire. It'd spark something. If that made you upset, please stay with me, okay? No, we're not going to do that. We were drawn to this image. This is a focal point that we want to add to our art. We're going to actually place this in the middle of the canvas, which I have a blank canvas at the ready. I know most people are not sitting there with blank canvases at the ready this early in the morning. And please make that important change in your life. Hi, I see you. But no, we're going to put this smack dab in the middle because this is our focal point. We want to be able to hold on to the tree, relaxing in the shade, but playing in the water, just enjoying it because we can. Like, what's wrong with that? And I'm definitely a nature person. So if you're not creating something today, are you enjoying something? Like, are you finding a moment of joy, such as a walk in nature? Guys, I just have some Mod Podge here. Fancy glue, honest to God. That's all it is. And we're just gonna, oh, well, if we can get the jar open all the way. Hi, I see you. Thank you for joining in today. How do you like to create? Guys, talk about all these layers. This is like stuck. You'd think I never use this stuff, and the problem is I open it all the time. It's just being difficult today. We're just gonna take the delay, pause a moment. Thank you for showing up. I see you. Hi. So speaking of layers and building up, we've just kind of been doing these live things, and now, we've kind of figured out how to do them in like a series. Guys, I gotta remember to bring the paper towels up here. Somebody message me that, please. Yeah. We just slowly been building them up, figuring out exactly how we want to do them. So there will be a couple of different ways to do this. I think these ones are one of my favorites, though. The studio time, getting to create with you guys, definitely been fun. And guys, I don't know who else needs to hear this. If you are a painter, go wash your paintbrushes. Go collect every single paintbrush you own, all of your paintbrushes, gather them up, put some paint thinner and some water and soap on the ends of them. These are your weapons, guys. This fights boredom, this fights addiction, this fights insanity. I know it sounds crazy, it's just a paintbrush, right? Say we got a flash goal. Can we get 3 finger hearts? Let's try it, guys. Let's see what happens, huh? Please and thank you. But yeah, so Bob Ross would say go beat the devil out of it. But these are your weapons. This is how you show up and create. And my sword's a little rusty, but we're here, right? We're gonna still make something. And the cool thing about Mod Podge is you can just literally layer it on there. So I don't have to make sure my brush strokes are any certain way. I'm just literally tossing a big gunky pile on the canvas and on the paper and just kind of sticking it there, saying it's got to go there. Now you do have to be careful, especially with tracing paper, because when things are thin, they kind of like to fly loose, and you can't always let that happen, right? So this is what we're doing. And guys, look, she's not exactly center. Are we shocked? No. Okay, guys, I picked a rough area to put her in. We're just letting art be its thing. We're just seeing what we create if we just make a few marks, a few steady, intentional decisions. And the reason we're using this canvas is not because it was imperfect. Because I told somebody that this canvas wasn't being sacrificed, that it was going to make potentially millions. Hi, I see you guys. What are you guys making today? My cat earlier was making a fuss. My coffee pot made some magic. I'm pretty sure one of my friends is off making chaos, at least one of them. Hi, I see you guys. I do. Alright, so we've got this mostly secured. There are some air bubbles. That's fine, guys. We're just getting one layer down. Just something, some lines in place. So this is a sketch from when I was in high school a billion years ago, easily, if you ask my daughter. But she looks so peaceful. And I don't collage very often. Usually when I do, it's with stickers. Hi, I see you. Guys, I swear I'm not playing favorites. I'm trying to like hit buttons and talk, and thing is, I just want to hang out. You know, like let's just make something today. The whole point is that we're tuning in, we're sharing, talking about the things we want to make, figuring out some steps to make them. Hi, I see you. Good morning. Okay, so talking about things that we've made and supporting each other. Hi, I see you. Sisters in the Moonlight. And I think it kind of fits with some of these sketches from earlier. So like this is like an unofficial series, slowly developing now that we're paying attention. You know, they're all very similar in design. Who knows, maybe we'll add some more lines. This is one of the few things that are going back up on the clothesline. This was the original. Turn it into a coloring page. And the light grows when shared, guys. It really does. We can light each other up. We can do a couple layers at a time and see what builds. Oh no, I lost the scissors. So I just got some random like flower border thing that I wanted to use. And I'm gonna put this on not because this is the design I'm using, but because this is, again, the rough idea. So this is not perfect. This is not what it's gonna be in the end. We are intentionally adding this to make it grow. And I think it needs to go right there. Guys, that's the thing. If you're the one creating it, you get to decide where it goes, right? You get to be like, yeah, I like that. No, I don't. Oh, no, that's a horrible idea. The important thing is if we learn from the chaos that we create in our life. So I just say hindsight's 2020. And guys, remember when you are using Mod Podge, you gotta do the top and the bottom. You can't just pretend like it's gonna want to stay there. Some things want to stay and they just don't know how. You gotta secure them. Yeah, so for Free for All Friday, we've taken a canvas that had a couple, like as you can see, there's some texture and stuff. It had some issues, was not going to be usable as it was. Cleared the space, painted it white. We found an old sketch, and now we're just grabbing a couple of whatever sparks our imaginations, and we're just adding it in. Hi, are you still here? Did I miss you, love? I'm so sorry. I see you. I see you. Um, how do I? Maybe, I don't know. I think I hit the right button. I don't know. If you can, you don't have to. But hi, I see you. Thank you so much for showing up. So, speaking of, we're talking about some calm, layering it in, adding some peace. Hey, girl. Um, how are you today? Hmm? You already have some coffee? Already causing chaos? Hi. David was one of my favorite kings. I will stay focused. All right. So, like I said, I just have like these random bits and pieces I've collected over the way. Um, as an artist, I think it's so important to focus on the things that light us up and inspire us. Not because I'm trying to avoid real life, but because I'm tapping into real life. Hi, I see you. Breaking hearts and making people smile. Girl, you're living my dream. So am I, though. Um, and here's the fun with that. Is I know that when the dust settles, the paint dries, we wake up tomorrow, there's another chance. So that means hope never really goes away. Just has to be patient sometimes. So I have spent this summer gathering up little tiny moments of joy and trying to share them, meeting some amazing creators. I tried to add you, babe. If you like need time to get ready or whatever, I'm gonna be here for a while. You can come back. I want you to, if you want to share, you can. We can like guest together, co-host, whatever. Yeah, so I've been gathering these little tiny moments of joy and inspiration. If you check out the community, there's plenty of them available. Because why keep them all to yourself? These little tiny treasures that we find, they're meant to be shared. And sometimes not completely. We're not necessarily using the whole paper, we're using little pieces and we're arranging the puzzle to reflect what we see in our heart and our mind. We're creators, we have visions. And if we show up to work, we meet our muse, put in the little bit of work you can. Guys, I got artworks that have taken my entire life to make. And I'm not saying just because I had to learn a technique. I'm saying I look at this page and it creates some type of feeling and I back up from working on it or I dive into it or another artwork distracts me. That's real life, guys. That used to be real life. And here's the thing. In my crazy little universe, I woke up today. Now, the cats that love me also tried to kill me walking down the stairs, let's be honest. Before I even had coffee, the audacity. But I have, these amazing animals to take care of. They're all heathens. I love it. So I got to slow motion make coffee. I had an excuse to walk outside and watch the sun come up because I had to take the dog out. But I have pieced, these tiny little bits, and it's starting to grow. The story's starting to change. So I got to have magic already today. We're having art, we're creating and sharing, connecting, and I think that's lovely. Oh, what's so lovely about this one. So this actually reminds me of bird and fish. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen that artwork of mine. It is one that I created way, way, way back in the day. But the bird is actually a male angel and the fish is a mermaid. And they are meeting at the water's edge. So that was not the intention with this one. Like I said, we're just collaging, kind of seeing what happens. But um, I'm cutting out these cute little hearts. Am I making sense today? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. And then sometimes I don't care if people understand. I just want to make something pretty because I can't. you know, motivations, pure. Like, I have good intentions. Um, what are you guys up to this morning? Or is it even morning? I always forget when you get so focused on like what's right in front of you, what you're dealing with. You kind of lose that focus. And not intentionally. Hi, I see you guys. Um, so these hearts I'm cutting out are actually from Ways Art Can Help poster series. For those of you who don't know, I have like an Art Can Change the World help kit kind of zine thing at the cafe that you can look at. And it's just a whole bunch of little prompts and projects, things that creativity can impact. Because that's really the cry in my heart is like, let's make it a little bit prettier. We can do it, especially together. I think it's more fun, but sometimes we gotta make the things that we're looking for. Alright, guys. I know we're not doing anything super crazy yet today, but that's what Fridays are about. Today is about a day of love, and we are gonna just add some hearts to this because why not? I like hearts. It's definitely one of my motifs. Where we've been talking about expanding, so I think hearts are a great symbol to add in. And I am literally going straight to the corners. I'm gonna just add a layer in each corner, and we just plop it down like it's a sticker. And guys, I know, we're gonna add the colors here in a minute. Don't you worry. We're just getting an outline. We're just getting a base. We gotta build things up. Sometimes one little layer at a time. Sometimes it just hits all at once. And so, conveniently, half of these were blue and half of them were pink. So that makes that pretty easy. To set these corners. Let me just put a layer on top so they stay where they're supposed to. Hearts like to run wild. And art makes my heart run wild. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, you're just so emotional. And I'm like, guys, you've obviously never been passionate like this. I jump out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, so today was like 6:05 because I purposely set my alarm late. I didn't hit snooze. I purposely gave myself time to rest extra. Um, but I do. I get up and I'm like, all right, what can I make? What needs done? Did I not finish anything yesterday? And then I remember coffee. I remember, hey, the cat tried to trip you on your way down the stairs. Um, so guys, this is what we've done. We've got the hearts secured in the corners. We've created a fresh slate on something that we were building that wasn't perfect. I don't know. I think it's coming together pretty nice. um, this isn't necessarily going to be a masterpiece that we sell. A lot of people are like, oh my god, you're an artist. Everything you make, you should put a price tag on. Why? What? That's silly. Not everything I make has a monetary value. Why should it? Am I a machine? Sometimes, guys, but not when I'm expressing my soul. Like that shouldn't have to have like a goal or a value. That should get to just be. Just my opinion. I know other people are like totally down for the hustle and you wake up excited to work. Guys, it's not work when you're in love with what you're doing. Checking in and meeting my muse. Oh my, that's exciting for me. That that gets me revved up for the day. I blame the coffee because that's what's socially acceptable. Be passionate about whatever sets your soul on fire. Find something to create today. What are you creating today, guys? I am actually very curious. Like, this isn't about me and just talking your ear off. Oh yeah, because we're supposed to be free for all creating. um, I know what I want to do with this. I do know what I want to do with this, and I know it's gonna surprise you guys when I say that I want to put a rainbow on it. Right? Very shocking. But hi, if we can figure out, do you want to pour paint it? Hmm, I think I do. Hi, I see you. Don't mind me, guys. This close up, I know, is not one any of us were expecting this morning. I would apologize, but I woke up this beautiful. I didn't, guys. Don't even believe that crap. All right, so I do have some pour paints that I mixed up the other day for Coco Pelli, um, which I just love how this artwork has been developing. I'll probably share that one this afternoon, if not today, tomorrow. But you guys know when we use the pour paint, we gotta shake it up. And I thoroughly believe that shaking yourself loose, giving yourself that little bit of playfulness, not only is it good for the paints, but it usually makes at least one person giggle. So if I've made one person giggle today, one smile, one pretty moment has been accomplished. I can go back to bed. I can take a nap, guys. I'm done. I can clock out. No, I'm kidding. No, we're going to hang out some more. We're going to see if we can't multiply some smiles, if we can't finish up some projects. But yeah, if you're feeling emotionally stagnant, great. It's good for your soul. I promise. Once the dust settles, you'll be okay. Alright, guys. So, yes, of course, I said rainbow. I can't help myself. I don't want to help myself. I love rainbows. Um, but I'm going to probably incite a riot because I'm going to rainbow backwards. So, closest to, um, I don't know if I can trust you to work like that. We're going to see if this is going to work correctly because, guys, the right tools are very necessary. But closest to the beach, I want the water to be purple. Just because I think that would be kind of cool. Now, okay, that's not going to work. So, you know what that means? We're just going to let it be wild and free. We're going to stay wild, free. We're going to let it do what it wants. Because here's the thing, guys. We started with a completely blank canvas. The only goal was to make something today, right? Let's see what this wants to make of it. It's got a story to tell, right? You know, and I don't remember particularly the day I made this original sketch. Now, I do know where these hearts come from. I do know where this little bit of what turned into a beautiful blossoming tree. I even know my inspiration for this work. But we don't have a final vision, so let's play around. Let's see what happens, right? And I am making a mess because if you don't give something a space, it kind of just dances around aimlessly. Hi, I see you. Hi. My colors are all out of order. What am I doing here? um, and guys, that's a fun question to ask yourself. I don't need to know the answer. I appreciate that you're here. Isn't that beautiful? I love green. I think green's my favorite color. Let's be like kids for a second. Let's forget that we're supposed to be working hard. What's your favorite color? Favorite dinosaur? What dream keeps you up at night or wakes you up early in the morning? I will accept all of those answers. Okay? Um, Guys, it's stuck. Ah, there we go. I hope. um, Please don't ever take me too seriously. I don't see the point in that. Life's too short. Life is way too short. Okay, so I have slowly gotten these to open. So what I'm creating is a hopefully usable squirt bottle eventually. We're gonna have to clean these out later today. Did it let me? If you hi, let me. I don't. Let's see. I'm trying to hit a button. Don't mind the hi. I see you. We're just kind of doing stuff in the studio today. Um, Sometimes things need a space to occupy. Sometimes they just need a chance to change. Time and space are like really interesting occurring motifs. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older. I tried to give it a spot to stay, it doesn't want to stay there. So what's your favorite color? Seriously, I want to know, like, these are questions I really do want to know the answer to. I am so curious about the things that other people are spending their time and energy on. And not in a competitive, nosy kind of way. I like learning new things. I love being able to support my friends. I love seeing how people express themselves and light up. Oh, that's one of the best. Okay, we finally got all of the paint usable, well, at least accessible. I don't know if it's going to be usable or not. I've met me. um, and like I said, we're just going to put the purple closest to her. So, hey, if you guys haven't seen, this is what we're working with. And we're just going to add in some paint. Now, after this point, it is going to get a little bit rough, but that's fine because we're just going to switch to a different project while we wait for this one to dry. But so I have steadily been falling in love with the fluid art and the pour paint idea just in general. There is something so amazing about just watching it spread and just take out whatever space it wants. Done a lot of really fun art experiments with it. Quite honestly, I feel like you can just like pour your emotions on the paper or canvas, whatever you're using. Done it on wood a couple of times. That's amazing. Um, Guys, when you pay attention to what you're creating, you let it tell its own story. I literally just stopped dead in my own tracks right there because I grabbed the wrong color. You have to pay attention. Now, am I probably going to pour this one right on top of it next to this? Yeah, that's what I do. But for what I was about to do, I definitely needed to put in a line of pink. And it's funny because blue and pink, my grandma, oh my God, she thought I should always be the poster child of like pink bikes, pink pajamas, pink slippers. I was not a pink girl, okay? And then of course grew up and I had a daughter, so now there's pink everything in my house anyway. So Graham won that one. Um, so I am going to move this paint a little bit. Um, because while what it's doing right now is very beautiful and I know I want a rainbow, it's it's telling me it needs to flow. We need some of that beach to spread out. And guys, at this point in my life, I have to trust that voice in me. So um, we are gonna grab a couple of these thingies. Traffic cones is what I like to call them. In Ohio, we call them spring flowers. I know, right? But we're just gonna, because when we put the canvas back down, we don't want it to stick. So. Ah! I know. Oh, good. Let's have some fun today. Okay, let's create something. Alright, guys. Let's get this where you can see what we're doing. We're gonna angle it and just let it. See how some of those lines are like kind of blending together? And I'm coming back down with the purple because I really am using that for like the beach line. So this is what we're looking at right now. See how the fluid art, it just kind of like wants to tell its own story. Alright, now before we go too wild and crazy with that, I am going to add some blue back in. But we got to be willing to experiment. We got to be willing to at least try. Like worst case, we can add some more paint. I mean, it shouldn't be a secret that there's more paint. Anybody got some like crazy fun plans for the weekend? I've worked restaurants so long that I forgot like TGIF is a thing. Like, oh my goodness, like about to be off for a few days, just do whatever we want. Oh, well, and of course you're not even. Doesn't have to be. No, does it? Hi, nice to see you. Guys, this is not what I imagined this artwork would look like when I started. It's definitely beachy for me. I know probably not for a lot of other people, but wait until we add in the rest of these colors, okay? Um, but yeah, my grandma with the blue, oh my god. The pinks, she drives me nuts. And it's really funny because I have this artwork called Alignment, and my favorite part about it is that it's got pink and blue. And I really do think like complementary colors are so much fun. All right. I am literally just like, hey, where do I want to put this little splash of color? I'm not telling myself, hi, that this has to be any certain thing. When you figure out what you want, you add the light over there. You build that up. So, like, I've been telling people, other people's goals, and if you let them, they'll distract you. I'm not preaching solitude. I'm just saying, put your hand in this water and enjoy your at the beach. You don't have, not my circus, not my monkeys type thing. um, or maybe it is your circus and your monkeys. Maybe you like that kind of thing. Good for you. Just make sure you're not hurting nobody. Add some colors to the coloring book, to the page, to your life, to the garden. Put some sprinkles on that ice cream. Like, dang. We all deserve some sprinkles on our ice cream, don't we? I had somebody tell me the other day that they do not like ice cream, and I'm not going to tell you how I reacted. It was very poor. There was no class in it. Um, but I did not understand that. How do you not like ice cream? And then my friend said, "Well, what if they're lactose intolerant?" I said, "Well, yeah, but how do you not like ice cream?" Like, you know, and it doesn't have to make sense to you. I'm so glad we spread those little bit of colors out. Now, before I add the red in, I am going to stretch this out a little bit more because honestly, guys, I think it's once it spreads, it's not gonna really have a spot over in here where it can go. We'll see. We'll see, right? Um, so before we spread it, but yeah, we're just about to flip this, okay, guys? And we're just gonna let it do its thing. Reshape again, go back this way. Because I really liked that purple spread out. I actually kind of like that it's not, 100% perfect. It's going around that heart right now. So we lost most of the yellow, which is fine. We'll put it back in. Oh, and we somehow managed to not get paint on our phone because, guys, obviously just don't say great organized spaces. No. I obviously just love doing that. So I'm actually going to just use my finger to push the color off of this heart that we had already established. We wanted as a secure boundary over there. What's really great about the pour paint is you can literally just like tap it in. So as long as I don't pick this up again, this shape will hold because it's what it's designed to do. Isn't that awesome? And then we lost the heart over here as well. Where are you? I swear it was like right here. There it is. So we're just digging our heart out of the ocean right now, I guess. Guys, your art, your creative journey can have as much of a meaning as you want. Well, I now have earth-colored fingers. New meaning for green thumb, right? I actually like this with this little bit of orange that it picked up. I'll make sure to post a photo of this later when it's done. I've been trying to figure out what to do with these things we create during lives. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but we're making we're just making some tiny bit of beauty, guys. Seeing what shows up when we show up, what we build. And I am currently like just scooping up little spots of paint, just random, literally, and adding it in because I want to. I think these layers should merge a little bit more. You can. What are you creating? Are you? I missed whatever your question is, but okay, Matt. What are you creating with your day? Are you making something beautiful? Are you making something to calm yourself down? Are you making something to encourage others? Are you making chaos? I do have to let this one dry a little bit, unfortunately. And I should have definitely grabbed a new towel because I'm covered in paint. Those are great days. But that's always we'll add in this one little drop and then we'll take a little break from this one and work on something new. So why not? Yeah. We can come back and do this one. I do like the red with the purple. I wasn't expecting to enjoy them next to each other as much. Just filling in this little bit of space, guys, not ignoring them. I see. I love that you want to show up and hang out with me today. I'm very much a time person. For those of you who don't know about love languages, you should probably look into them. One of the ways we express ourselves as well. All right, guys. So I've got this looking kind of where I can leave it alone for a while. I'll come back. I'll look at it and see. Like it's obviously gonna need some more of a background, but like the water part, I feel is like really awesome. At least like a really good start. So I'm gonna just take a second and get this like cleaned up because we don't want the paint to dry out. We want to take care of tools and equipment. Um, how are you today? I see you. Final boss. Oh, I was telling somebody that about video game levels the other day, and the final boss is usually ourselves. Which, hey, isn't that the chapter I'm on right now? Allie at a Cleaver Art. That's what we do. 444. Oh, let me tell you a story about that. You know what? Let me not. Hi. Thank you for joining. It's nice to see you. It's nice to be seen. I know I said I was gonna stop, but I'm gonna add just a little bit. Just a little bit. And guys, I love fluid art because you really can use like movement paint a smidge. You don't have to. You don't necessarily have to canvas up each time. I just enjoy doing it, and like I enjoy the flow part. Like that's kind of why I started doing it, was to like let go of some of the control, not lose control necessarily, but let go of some of the control that we kind of take on when we're creating. We all want to be captain. Sometimes it's nice to be passionate. Alright, guys, for something I said I was gonna leave alone, I'm putting some work into it. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. And that's the thing, when you know what you're building, you don't mind coming back and putting a little bit of work in it. It's not it's not emotional, it's passionate. What are you guys passionate about? Hmm? We do not do small talk here. Hi, nice to see you. Guys, believe it or not, I cleaned up. I know. I cleaned up this project at least for now. We will not be using these again today. I actually had made a promise to myself that we would not do a pour painting, like a full-on pour painting, until I got a couple of these canvases over here done. And something, sorry about that, my dears. Did not mean to be distracted. All right. Yeah, so we're going to take a break from this one and we're going to just go ahead and start creating something else. We're going to come back to this, I promise. Like, these pretty colors are not going to get left behind, they're not forgotten. Building it up layer by layer, piece by piece, like a puzzle. I always feel like I'm kind of on like a scavenger hunt or playing hide and seek when it comes to artwork like this. Because you gotta let it develop, you gotta let each tiny piece of the story show up. And for somebody who is occasionally impatient, that's hard. What are you making today, buddy? I see you. You guys having a fire tonight? Small ideas, big impact, creative actions, real change. Guys, that's definitely the way to do it. Every step forward. Yeah. I've just been kind of like rearranging some stuff up here, figuring out, Not 100% sure what I want to do with this one yet. Um, could be like a little daydream she's having. Meh, we'll figure it out. We'll use this for something. Hi, I see you. You're not hiding very well. um, oh, I hope you guys didn't hear that. Let me get myself together. So we've kind of just been talking about what we're making today. I'm not sure I've made anything other than a couple people smile, and I'm okay with that. I made some coffee. That was pretty good. I made some colors. I did break, well, I didn't break the rule. I had made a promise to myself. I feel like this is important for creativity. I had made a promise to myself that I would not do a full pour paint until um, I got some of these artworks you see along the walls finished. Because a lot of them, I do actually know what I want to do with them. I either talk to myself out of believing that I could complete the project because I needed more skills or more tools, or a few of them were actually just more time. Um, and they're coming along, they're progressing. That's why we're up here today. That's what we're going to be doing for most of this weekend, is trying to get some of them done piece by piece. And of course, I started that by starting a brand new artwork, because why not? But I had to get the creative flow going somehow. So I have one that I've started and put on pause. It's actually like part collage, part pour paint. I think it's going to end up being a little bit of everything. I'm trying to pick paint off of myself right now so that we can move on to the next project. Which, guys, there's a bunch of projects up here. We got options. Hi, I see you. Let me see. Hi, I see you. Is it? I need to see if this is working. Hi, how you doing? Trying to figure out what I want to make next. Um, I'm honestly not sure. Got a couple of options. Like I said, we've got a bunch of projects to finish up this weekend. If we get to them. Because like we don't need to be producing all the time. We don't need to be creating all the time. I just like to ask what people are creating because I like to see people things. I like when we work towards common goals. So I think honestly, while I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to make, I I got this. So I have been going back and forth with this artwork. I love it. Okay, I hang it up different ways all the time. There is literally like a note right here that I can no longer read. So like this was one of those ones that I was like, okay, I'll finish later. I actually did it with a group of friends for one of our mutual friends' birthdays. Um, and the reason that this one has not, become world famous is because it's not finished. It's was very thin paint. You can kind of hear how scratchy that sounds. And there's just like layers and layers that like just kind of didn't build up. This one actually does need like a little bit more depth. But for some reason, I just like kind of like hung it up and never went back to it. So since it is blocking one of the artworks I told myself I had to do in order to be allowed to actually start some new ones, let's just let's just add some lines. Okay? And no, lines. Lines, not lions. Again, shake up that creative energy, get your energy going, get yourself started. So this one was intentionally designed to be able to flip over. I wanted to be able to kind of have a mirror effect. I thought that the idea of that was so cool. Hi, I see you. Yes, I am drawing it this way. Now I know that line isn't super noticeable. You know, we're literally just going along and fixing that edge, giving it a little bit more form. You know, maybe we'll go in and add some crazy colors or depth. I would get closer, but I have chaos and wet paint in the way. I love being in a room with wet paint, though. Just don't sit on the bench. Hi, guys. I see you. Hi. So I always kind of feel like I'm playing a guitar when I do this, and I don't know why. I've never actually played a guitar. I've always kind of seen myself as a guitar player. Believe it or not, I know. I think this line does. So in art, this line that I'm drawing is basically the horizon. You know, splits the page. So as you can tell, like now, like that line has made huge difference in the depth of this artwork. Where your eyes want to pay attention to. But we split it roughly in half because we're doing that mirror effect. So like we've got to like definitely work on this one from a couple of different perspectives. Hi, hi. Um, I don't, I don't know how you're looking at it. I don't know if that button worked. Hi. So this one was made a couple years ago and is sitting in my pile of like if you don't get it done to where you're willing to share it with the world, you are not allowed to make new art. I have hit that point in the collection. I've got like 20 canvases up here that, like this one, are so close to done. Somehow got forgotten about. You know, life be life, and I think a lot of people forget that. That's the thing is the second life stops and takes a break, you should make sure to touch base with people. Go back in and add some colors where you couldn't before. Oh yay! Hi! It did work. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be a secret guest. That's fine. You're allowed to speak up, my love. Talk to me.
Hello,
What are
can
you
you hear me?
creating today? I kind of hear you. I don't know how to turn you up other than to put you in the oven. How
This
are
is my
you
son.
today?
He got here. I'm good.
There you go. I hear you now. So I've been trying to get some people to join in today and talk about the things that they are creating. Let's see. Which reminds me, hi. Oh, it doesn't count if you run away. All right, let's get. I hate how these like screens layer up. Hi. Okay. Thank you for joining me as a guest, though. I've been trying to get our schedules to line up. You have such great thoughts and
Yeah.
philosophies.
Let's see.
All right, so I'll go back to drawing it this way so you guys can see it. But I did get inspired, and when you're flipping back and forth, um, this was a little bit thinner. So I'm just adding in a little bit more of this lighter color so that it's like definitely hitting. So it'll be like more of like a reflection from the moon. And then I'm not sure, guys, should we put a sun up here so it's like blatantly daytime? Should we put like just a boat out in the middle of the water so we don't even know if it's like a for real exact mirror? I know, I know. But what are you making today? I'm talking to you, but what are you making today?
Sure, I'm just actually getting up.
Oh, so you don't even have a plan for the day yet.
No, I'm not.
Nothing wrong with that. That's why I got up so early today that I was like, I'm gonna let myself rest a few more minutes. But sometimes we need that. Alright, so what are we thinking? There's just a couple silly lines. A few marks. It's crazy how much that changes something, right? That little bit
Yeah.
of investment. I started this artwork particularly. It was my friend's birthday. Somebody I met randomly on one of my adventures. I do that a lot. Um, and she had mentioned that all she really wanted to do was paint something. She hadn't gotten to in a while. And unfortunately, I did not have like very high quality paints, but I did have a few extra canvases. We're just gonna add some blue to the sky. Um, I did have some extra canvases and some time. So we sat down at the same dining room table that I do at the table with, and ooh, I like that blue. All right, yeah. So the same table, and we had an art night. And guys, ugh, delightful. I love making stuff, but again, I really do prefer watching people light up and make their own thing. Um, Now, I'm not going to go in everywhere where it's light. Like, I don't want to take all of this out. I kind of like the idea of, like, maybe a cloud or, um, I don't know, maybe we'll make it like a jet stream or a wave. Who knows? But you don't want to take all of the brightness out. You just want to, kind of add a mark or two, you know?
What kind of is that a marker?
So this is actually a Posca acrylic marker. Sharpie has ones that are like really good too. And believe it or not, you can at the Dollar Tree every now and again you'll find acrylic marker sets, and they're just like little tin packs. It's usually like a brush set. Those ones actually work really well too. They're like nice and thick. But yeah, if you're going to invest, if you like, because I do a lot of like layered art, especially with like the pour paint. It's a slightly different texture. So I 100% think that you should, if you're going to invest, yeah, this is the way to go. Acrylic markers are my favorite by far. It's like a paintbrush and a marker all in one, and they dry super quick too.
I
I'm not
didn't even know that was
infallible.
a
I feel like
thing.
if you have to ask if things are wrong, that they might be. So please take your comments somewhere else that's not appropriate for the kind of community we're building here. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't have my mod on right now, so I am stuck filtering by myself, and it's been kind of interesting. We get a little bit of everybody in here, um, and that's fine. We just won't entertain them for too long. We can say hi and kick them out. All right, so that should be good. So, you told me you're working on well, I'm not gonna share that. Do you want to talk about what you're working on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because it's not my story to tell, so I didn't want to be like, oh my God, I know somebody. Can you tell me a little bit about it? I'm just so curious.
Okay, so I'm making a comic. It's actually about six troubled youth that basically got into some trouble, and they end up part of a government experiment and
Ooh.
become superheroes.
Oh, wow. So, trouble to power. Okay, I'm already in.
Um, so they end up basically get a, I guess, some a choice to end up either rotting in jail or become part of this experiment, and kind of a no brainer at this point. So they
Right.
end up choosing this experiment. Um, so their guardian uh, is this old military guy that you know kind of is just a real hard ass, excuse my French. um and he's basically just driving into him.
I am listening. Hard ass,
um
like, well, you gotta give them the, like, they're in trouble. That's not supposed to be a reward that they have these powers and stuff. They were given a choice to get their stuff together.
mhm. And
So,
so you got the leader of the group. His name is Shockwave. He has the power to absorb any kind of energy and release it into whatever he wants, basically.
oh,
Um, you have Power Line. She has the ability to generate electricity. Um, Tame. She turns into animals.
oh, I
Um,
love these names.
yeah. I actually this has been a real long time coming. I've just recently getting into it. I started this comic all the way back in like what 2000. Well, actually, it was actually before that. Early 90s, actually. I mean, late 90s, because I was in middle school creating these
Right? You were
characters.
dreaming big even then, right?
Yeah. Um, but to continue with the characters, let's see, you got Icebox, Ice Powers, Inferno, he is Firepower. I'm trying to think, did I say everybody? There was six of them. Let's see. Tame, Shockwave, Powerline, Inferno, Icebox, Fluorescent. That's the last one. And she has sun powers. So basically the sun is kind of nuclear energy. So she's basically a nuclear warhead, basically just about to go off.
I mean, I can kind of relate to that.
Um, and then they have a couple of villains that I've been working
I
on.
always love the villains. I feel like I can understand. where they maybe just went wrong. You know, like if they had one
Hmm.
more chance, they could redeem themselves.
Yeah.
And then that's it's
So,
not the best way to approach life. But let me hear about these villains.
okay, so you got the natural disasters
Hmm.
who are basically have the power of different kind of storms or whatnot. So you got tsunami. She's basically had water power, hydrokinesis. She control water. Um, you got hurricane and blizzard, who are brother and sister. They actually have kind of blizzard has ice storm powers. I haven't quite developed his powers how I want to do it. Um, but it's kind of I don't know. I'm debating on how I want to develop his powers. If I just want it to be an ice power situation, or kind of some kind of manipulation of kind of like a ice storm power. Um, but you
So
know,
I
then
always
you
thought,
have
not to interrupt, but I always thought it was so
no, you
interesting,
good.
like when we, especially like when we're designing superheroes or supervillains.
Hmm.
Um, Even when we talk about like gods and mythologies and stuff, we kind of limit one capability. Like, why would the god of water not also be the god of storms, or the god of emotions, or the god of
Hmm.
like flow? Like how are you, like if we're defining that he's a blizzard or a hurricane, then he's all of the things that make a hurricane or a blizzard or
Hmm.
like I spent my whole life talking about lighthouses being, that bright shiny light.
Hmm.
Took me a while to figure out that I was talking about myself. But the thing that I always loved about lighthouses is how they shine even when the storm is going on. Like their power is that they remain rooted, and you don't know if that's the lighthouse that's your house, or if it's second star to the left straight on the morning, but you know it's going to be safe when you get there. So I think when we're like defining powers, we should just kind of be like, hey, as we grow and change, we'll have more. I didn't mean to shock you into silence.
No, you good. I'm just listening. I never thought of that kind of. I guess when you making a comic book, you don't want to like. I guess I be thinking I'm gonna be making the characters too overpowered, and I guess like, and I noticed that there a lot of people do that. Uh, no dig at anybody, but like their character have to be like the one that can beat everybody, and I guess I'm
Yeah,
just
it does seem like everybody wants to be number one.
mm,
And here's the thing, it's not necessary. We can all eat, Like I personally do not want to write a comic book. I have some really cool characters if anybody would like to borrow them. Um, and I think it's so awesome that you're writing it. Like we don't have to compete is my point. And I think like we all do. At the end of the day, we want to be the chosen one. We want to be the best. We want to win. But really, what is winning? Like, if we're not going to get to share the victory lap together, what's the point? So you got the best
agreed.
powers. You're the greatest. Nobody wants to hang out with you because you're an a hole. You know.
Right, right.
All right,
So
I'm gonna stop
I
interrupting. I
always
want to hear
kind
some
of
more. I'm so curious.
no. I just like the kind of a lot of people focus on the strength. I like to focus on the weakness that somebody can exploit, basically, and that's kind of one of the biggest things I be going in when I'm actually making a character. a lot of the time I actually like to make the villain seem a lot stronger than the hero. So the hero have to come up with some kind of creative way to, you know, figure out how to defeat the villain. Um, it's kind of, I don't know. It's a back and forth when you're in the process of making this story. But to get back to the characters, um, see, you got Blizzard, Hurricane.
I sweep.
Oh, you up? Hey, my son just got up.
Oh, Grand Rising, little king.
um,
I'm up.
oh, you up? So going back to, so you got Blizzard, Hurricane, Earthquake. Uh, oh, if let me get. I don't even have all my stuff in front of me. I'm gonna have to pull it up in a minute. But um, so you got natural disasters. The one of the main villains that the degenerates have to deal with is Metalis. And so he has I don't even know how to describe his power. It's kind of like alchemy, so it's a mixture of science and spiritual
Yes,
powers or
I love some
whatnot.
alchemy.
And he is Native American, so he
So he's
kind
special.
of, yeah. So he's also a scientist. So he uses his
Oh, he got all of
Native American, yes. So he uses Native American like spiritual ancestor energy and harness the science that he knows about and just makes, extraordinary experiments or whatnot.
I love it. I'm so excited to see this. When are you like steadily working on it? Like it's gonna be out soon, or
Oh,
like
so I've
we
been
got a
going
couple
back.
more years? Like where are you in the development phase? Like you just still kind of working on it as an idea, active project?
I'm I have been, you know, experimenting with a little bit of AI to, and I know how some people feel about AI, and
Oh yeah, the opinions.
they get, especially.
See, I feel
um
like
and I was
when it comes to like the AI stuff, like I create a few AI things, and like if anybody would be the poster child, be anti-AI, it would be me. Here's the thing: I have about 7.2 billion amazing ideas at once, and
mhm.
yeah, I can sit here and draw in these lines finally, but yeah, I can't always necessarily compile them. So I try to keep AI for like the um, grammatical stuff, the mathematical stuff, like the behind, the technical stuff. Because I feel like if anything, right now, collectively we're pushing for that handmade stuff. We want that slow down, that I can touch it, real um, thing. And a lot of places are blocking like the AI stuff. If it even looks like it could have been made by AI. Oh no,
I
sweet
also,
baby.
yeah, Comic Con is definitely has, they don't made it where, yeah, everything is 100% non AI, and
Yeah.
there's been countless of time, and I think the problem is that people are trying to not be as open about it, and kind of be deceiving. I think that is the point where people take it too far. And I don't want to do that, because I kind of want to do a hybrid of the situation. I don't want to be
Right.
one of those people that's trying to, hide the fact that this is, I've been using AI, because I mean, I think the problem I don't like. is limiting ourselves when you can that can
Right. If you have a tool that you can
speedline the
use,
process.
like why limit it, right?
Yeah. And I'm more of me personally, I'm more of a painter kind of guy, and I haven't necessarily developed the digital uh art kind of skill that everybody else that's doing comics now have. And I have been thinking about maybe commissioning somebody and and
Well, so for
and
me, what
that
I've been doing, like me personally, I'm looking for a musician. I need somebody that can strum a guitar, do a couple bars. I have a whole series that is waiting on me to have background music. And yeah, I could record the voice tracks in the meantime, but I want to be able to like honor somebody creating that, and like I want it to be a good partnership. I want it to count, you know. Um, but I think a lot of it is we just need to meet more people. Like I know people who play guitar. Like it shouldn't take me hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of years to like get a couple strings or to get like the artwork to look perfect. Like I am not the best graphic artist either, but I can help you build up some character boards if you want. Like we can work together. That's why I keep trying to tell people it's all about just reaching out your hand and tell me what you need and I can help. I think it's my responsibility to help where I can, not put myself in danger by helping, but if I can.
agreed. Yeah. It's just I know that, and I guess what I want that would be my long term goal. And even longer than that would be to be able to do it myself as well.
Right.
Um, but at the same time, I'm really big on kind of like the painting. I do have a couple of skills in that area.
Good.
I just don't know. I my really big dream would be to do a comic in a gallery kind of style and
Yeah.
just make it one big large comic book basically series. So like to do the paneling and just have multiple different uh canvases, and each one of them would be a page of the comic book. Not necessarily, I'm not sure the size or whatnot, but I think that would be kind of interesting.
Well, that sounds like the seed of a really good expansion for an idea that's already sounds amazing. Like I'm like amped. Like I'm so excited about this for you. Like the fact that you're just even trying to piece this together and gotten this far is spectacular. Like you don't have to have it all figured out. You're doing great. Like great. Like I said, I
I
I
actually
wouldn't even
do
try to like. And I write. I have characters and stories, but not on that depth and level. Like I'd rather draw you a picture. Get the idea that way.
I
I
mean,
can.
it's all about just whatever in your brain, just getting it out. Because I mean, I also have another story that I've been writing as well. Is this immense fantasy story, and it has what it runs through basically three different generations almost. And that's kind of just a crazy concept on its own. Um, but yeah, I just have so much stuff in my head, and they've been concepts for so long. Every now and then there will be a drawing or a look, anything that just comes out, and I would be. It's I have
Right. I like to call them like
a
little
couple of tangible
flashes,
things.
like
Yes,
you can
yeah,
spark another idea somewhere. Uh, just by
yeah, and they
showing up
just
and working
all
on the
come.
one you're working on.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
all right. How's kiddo doing? He's settled? I know he's a little chaos a little bit. Um, oh, guys, somebody come organize my markers for me. I cannot keep myself straight. Oh,
that's a characteristic of a great artist, not being
yeah.
organized.
So I think that is one of the greatest lies about creatives. I have people in my life trained so well that a friend of mine apologized for spilling coffee on the table that had sand on it because the way that it looked was that it had been intentionally set like that as inspiration for a creative project later. And I giggled for like probably 30 minutes because it's sand on the table outside, guys. But I guess, that meaning that we put into it, the world also thinks artists should be starving. And I'm telling you, I'm going to eat. I know how to cook. I know how to go to the grocery store. I know how to make money. I even know how to grow some food. There ain't no reason for me to be hungry just because I make art. You know.
Art. I mean, that's a form of art as well.
Right.
Culinary, it's just I feel like everything is just like everything is science. Everything is art as well. Like can't really have one without the other.
Well, and it's like everything can be magic. It's all about the amount of knowledge you're bringing to the moment. People are like, the world is ending. Oh my God. That means it can start again. That means we can rebuild it. If it's on fire, pick up some water and put out the space around you, and then let's get to work. Like, um, but it is so much of it really just is perspective and how much work we're willing to put in. And I know that this comic book that you're working on is going to be amazing because it seems like it's got all the good stuff in it. At least some of the deep questions are in there.
Yeah, it definitely has its some reflection of a modern day reality. I guess you'll be able to pick some stuff out and see. Oh, okay, well that is going on as well here. So
Oh, and that's a good point. Is that is going on here as well. So a lot of people seem to like have blinders on lately. I think it was you I was talking to the other day. I said I feel like sometimes people are just walking around with like broken antennas. Like we're not tapping in. We're not paying attention. We're not like, hey, this is what I want to make, which is silly because like then we're just like unguided missiles flying around and causing basically a whole bunch of hurt and pain for no reason. Um, and it really is just like for me, like it's like I started the day out with this. Well, I guess the third time I started it. Like if you flip this over, see how that's a completely different view.
oh wow.
You see why I love this one? And this was really just like a fun little side project. I think I want to be stubborn and turn this into like the Bob Ross style little cabin hiding in the background. But I think when you flip it, I'm not going to have the reflection. I think it's just going to be like a beach with the trees. I don't know. I don't know. I
I
do.
mean,
Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. I think it's amazing to have other ideas to like people to bounce off of.
no problem. I
It's
mean,
beautiful.
I guess I just really enjoy, seeing, you know, people expressing themselves. I feel like we hold in so much and don't have a actual outlet. And I mean, I feel like we become toxic kind of inside. And because we're holding so much in, we need to get it out.
I completely agree. That's part of why I show up for these things is, the world tried to tell me that I had toxic positivity because I had silver lining, and really it was just a stubborn determination to do a little bit better as I learned better. And when you start in the negative, getting to zero is worth a celebration. Um, when you don't know how to do certain things or you're blocked access to certain things, it does. It seems like you're behind, like you're holding the weight of the world. And showing up and supporting other people and just cheering when other people create, I feel kind of tips the balance in the favor of us dreamers and creatives. It, if nothing else, reminds somebody that what they make is important. Um, and even if all we made this morning was a conversation, I feel like I learned something.
Agreed, very much so.
All right. I am gonna sneak off of here early, darling. I gotta come back on at noon, but if you do need help developing some characters, I'll see what I can do. I might know somebody. If not,
I would really
as for the
appreciate
rest of
that.
you guys, thank you so much for joining. Go check out Chicken Coop Universe. Amazing soul. Um, very happy to know them. I'm very happy that the rest of you showed up. You're beautiful inside and out as well. We we are just kind of free creating today. We'll be back at noon with at the table officially downstairs. But then we're back up here for the whole weekend. I have nothing on the books, nothing planned. If you guys want to change that, hit up the shop and you can help organize my life a little bit. Otherwise, we're gonna work on making some smiles. But I'll see you guys in about an hour. Thank you for being you. See you soon. Bye. Thanks again.